Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. Today we are with Mr. Roger from Victoria University of Wellington. It should be with Dean, but unfortunately he has sore throat, so he cannot join for this webinar session. And Roger stepped in to give us the update about the PUW program and then the career prospect and about New Zealand in general. If you haven't really know about New Zealand as a study destination before, maybe you are quite new about New Zealand destination. So today we have Roger to give us the update. And so without further ado, Roger, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I hope you can see this. I hope you can see this screen okay. Unfortunately, I've lost my sight of you guys, but maybe Margarita, you can let me know if you can see the screen
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Victoria University of Wellington.
yeah. Okay, so kia ora, welcome to Victoria University of Wellington. What I hope to share with you today is some information about the city and the university, I guess a bit about the country because that comes into it as well. I want to show you information about the range of study at Victoria University of Wellington, some particular aspects about degrees, which you may or may not find interesting. I'll finish it off with some other things. I will leave time for questions and answers. So kia ora and welcome to Victoria University of Wellington. Nau mai, haere mai. Here's a photo of the central part of Wellington City. And funnily enough, today is a perfect day just like this. It is a gorgeous day. The university is based around three parts of this central part of the capital city of New Zealand. Here is New Zealand at a glance. So a long country made of two islands. At the bottom of the North Island is where my city, Wellington, is. This is the capital city. Other key cities you may know about are Auckland, which is further north, Christchurch, which is further south. They are around 1 hour or less than 1 hour flying from Wellington. But the idea of including these photos is that you can see what a wonderful range of environments there are. It is a great place for students to think about coming to study. There are lots of really interesting things to do outside their study time. Let's look at Wellington, the capital city. So this is the southernmost capital city in the world. But it's rated one of the safest cities in the world. We have top 15 rating for safe cities. So this is a great option for students to think about. It is not a large city. We have about 500,000 people in the city. But it has the highest median income in New Zealand, which means if students are going to work part-time or work full-time during summer breaks, they have a good option. Or if they are going to stay for post-study work rights, they have good options for earning. Lots of coastline. Interestingly enough, more than 34% of Wellington city population were not born in New Zealand. They were born overseas. So this is a really very interesting range of experience of different types of people. And I guess that's part of the fact that we are the capital city. Lots of sunshine hours. If you come to Wellington, you have to drink coffee. It is the cafe and coffee capital of New Zealand. Now, I just want to mention one other thing. It's a small city in the south of the world, but look at the bottom of the screen and you'll see we have a world famous film industry making all sorts of movies. And Weta FX, and I've put the, I haven't quite put the full website there, but wetafx.co.nz is company that makes all sorts of movies that you will have seen and heard about, and you might be pretty amazed at what you see if you go to their website. So to cap off a bit, and this is related to film plus other things like music and dance and theatre, it is the creative capital of New Zealand. It links with being high tech. It has the most startups in New Zealand, and it links with very strong software, gaming, stuff like that. And Victoria's in the heart of that. It's safe and friendly, it's diverse, it's clean and green, and it's easy to get around. So most of our students walk most of the places they need to go in about 15 minutes. You can see from the photos that it is a bit of a hilly city. It is not a flat city. I mentioned the startups, but also the brands that are based in Wellington are pretty significant. So I'm just putting this early on in the presentation so that you understand in terms of Wellington, in terms of New Zealand, there are some very strong industries, and they range from the film industries such as Weta Workshop and FX to gaming industry like Pickpock, some extraordinary high-tech stuff like Xero accounting software, Sharesies and TradeMe, and then the best chocolate in New Zealand, which is Whittaker's chocolate, and this is the most trusted brand of anything in New Zealand. Let's look at the university. So we have 3 central campuses. We actually have 22,000 students, and about 3,000 of those are international students from more than 100 different countries. We have lots of research institutes because we are highly ranked for research. Lots of partner universities, which is important for students, lots of libraries. Importantly, on the right-hand side, you'll see we aim to be carbon neutral by 2030. So our own energy use has dropped, and I'll show you something more about that further on. Here's a view of the 3 campuses and the central part of the city. So Pipitea campus is on the left, Kelvin campus up on the hillside, which has about 12 or 13,000 students, and Te Aro campus off to the right. So Pipitea campus on the left is government and business and law. Te Aro campus on the right is architecture and design, and everything else we teach is on Kelvin campus. And you can see that the city looks down on a lovely harbour, so there are harbour views, and people have amazing views and access to water really wherever they live in the city. So another look at our campuses. If we look at Kelvin on the left-hand side top, here we have faculties of education, faculty of health, and faculty of psychology, science, engineering, which is all to do with digital technology, so software engineering type stuff, humanities and social sciences. Te Aro, I mentioned, is just for architecture and design and has some extraordinary facilities for that. And then at the bottom, Pipitea, business and government and law, and I am based in Pipitea. It is a city that is lovely to walk around, and this is near the Botanic Gardens, this photo. That's where I like to go and drink my very good coffee. So we think we're a university that has good rankings. We are 240 in the world, top 2% overall of all universities, with a number of subject areas in the top 100 in the world. And these include, importantly, things like linguistics and development studies. However, lots of other master's and bachelor's degrees that are in the top 200. We have a QS 5-star plus rating for student experience. So the idea of excellence there, academic reputation, employer reputation, citations, international faculty ratio, and employment outcomes, as well as sustainability. We are 5-star plus in all of those. So we believe we are a strong university, but the student experience is very good and strong as well. On top of that, and importantly for international students, are that there are accreditations and recognitions of degree study. So we have a Triple Crown Business School, which has EQUIS accreditation, AACSB from the US, and AMBER. So one of a handful across the world, means a business degree will be recognized really anywhere. And then in other areas such as accounting, things like CPA, CIMA, ACCA, those sort of things. Engineering is recognized through the Washington Accord, and that's through Engineering New Zealand. Tourism management, stuff to do with government and information studies. So these are just some ideas to give you a view that this is a university that is strong and has good quality. There will be recognition for degrees that people complete with us, and that the student experience will be good. On top of that, you might have heard that we now have scholarships available for students, and this is very exciting. So if you get a student who can come to us to study a bachelor's degree, they will get an automatic scholarship of $15,000 off their tuition fee. For postgraduate students, they will get a $10,000 scholarship off their tuition fee. And our English language program students, EAP, will get an automatic fee reduction of $1,000. What you need to know as agents is that there is no scholarship application needed. The scholarship will show on the offer of place, so that is important for immigration to see, and students only pay the deducted amount. They do not pay the full amount. I hope that makes sense. We can talk about this more if you have questions. I want to move on and look first of all at our undergraduate degrees, our bachelor degrees, and I will talk about master's and PhD after this. But here is the range of our flexible degrees. We have a BA degree that covers lots and lots of areas, and I'll show you some of those soon. Our business degree is called the BCom, the Bachelor of Commerce, and I will show you information about that. We teach communication, Bachelor of Communication, construction, Bachelor of Construction, environment and societies, global studies, politics, popular music, psychology, and science. So those are very flexible degrees that students can choose really what subjects they want to make up the degree, what courses they want to put in there. They can choose a course that might come from another area and slot it into their degree. They are very flexible. We also offer a range of more structured degrees. So we teach architecture and building science. We teach engineering, which is a 4-year degree in New Zealand, while the others are 3 years of study. Health, midwifery, biomedical science as a specific area. Our design degree is called Design Innovation. We have a Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood. We have a Bachelor of Laws, and we are top ranked for law in New Zealand. And we teach music generally, a Bachelor of Music. So you can see quite a range of study areas, and I'll look more at those in a minute. But I just want to talk about this briefly, because we get asked about whether students can take a double degree. And in fact, a double major within a degree usually is what they would like to ask about. It is possible through the application process to apply for a double major. So what does that mean? Well, a double major could be within, for example, a Bachelor of Science. Someone chooses a major area like data science, but they're also interested in marine biology, and they want to put those two together to make a stronger single degree that might enhance their employment opportunities and might make postgraduate study options more possible. They can do that in this way, and it will take no longer than taking a single major in their degree. So here's a view of a degree in science with a major in marine biology and data science. It's possible to put those two things together, come out with a strong degree, and have completed in the minimum time. I'll show you lots of other areas to study in a minute. So In all our undergraduate degree areas, I've just chosen Indonesia as an example, but the entry is the same for every degree. Successful completion, for example, of SMA 86 or higher, or an IB diploma with a minimum of 24 points, or 3 A-level passes with at least one subject grade C or higher. And English requirements for undergraduate study are IELTS 6.0, no band less than 5.5. We also accept TOEFL IBT, we accept PTE, and we accept Duolingo. We're the first university in New Zealand to accept Duolingo, and we can accept it for most qualifications, including postgraduate. Right, and just to confirm the quality that we have a whole lot of master's degrees in the top 100, law, development studies, information studies, TESOL, applied linguistics, climate change, science and policy, international trade, a whole lot in the top 150 and a whole lot in the top 200 in the world. So marine conservation, professional accounting, philosophy and economics, international relations, music therapy. We're the only one in New Zealand to offer these. I'm trying to give you a sense that this is a strong university with good quality. I just want to talk about some program updates, and I'll whip through these quite quickly, but you might have questions later. It is new for us to teach construction. It comes out of our architecture and design faculty, but we have a Bachelor of Construction, which is a 3-year program, and it's possible to put double majors into that degree. We have a Master of Teaching and Learning, especially primary, as an option for international students. We have had this for a while, but in the past could only do it for domestic students. The reason I am talking about teaching and learning is that we get lots of questions from people who would like to become a teacher in New Zealand. This leads to teacher registration. We also offer Master of Teaching and Learning secondary, and by the end of this year, there may be more choices for international students to take that as well. Just to go on, because we get questions about what English tests are possible for someone who wants to become a teacher. IELTS is accepted, TOEFL is accepted, PTE is accepted, and these are the New Zealand Teaching Council requirements, not the university requirements. We have some things we call Victoria's Secrets, and here's one. If your students come to Victoria University Wellington, they can see a Nobel Prize right here on campus. No other university in New Zealand can show them a Nobel Prize. I will just go through our study areas because we have master's programs in all of these areas. And let's look first at architecture. And in architecture, we include building science, construction law, interior architecture, landscape architecture, sustainable engineering, and urban and regional planning. I have highlighted on the right-hand side some key degrees that students ask us about. So a Master of Architecture professional leads to someone becoming an architect in New Zealand. The Master of Urban and Regional Planning is also a key program that we get asked about. In business, our areas of focus include actuarial science, and we're the only university in New Zealand that teaches that. Accounting, data science, economics, finance, HR, international business, management, marketing, and tourism, as well as issues to do with sustainability, which I haven't listed there. At master's level, we offer a Master of Global Business, a Master of Professional Accounting, and a Master of Professional Business Analysis. These are degrees that are popular with students. They are degrees that seem to get people into work. They are all what we call conversion masters. Someone can have a different degree background and can come and study one of those degrees. Of course, we offer other programs as well. Design for us is really interesting because we are based in Wellington. Animation and visual effects is a key one. Game design, industrial design, media design are key areas. At master's level, a couple of degrees that are important in terms of questions is a Master of Design Technology, which focuses on visual effects and gaming animation, and also a Master of User Experience Design. Experiences, that students might have using a screen or a website or an app, and how to make those work better. Here's a nice photo. This makes me long to get out in my kayak and carry on around Wellington as the sun sets today. Let's move on to our education faculty, where we have education, teaching, and educational psychology, and two key master's degrees offered there are Master of Educational Psychology and a Master of Teaching and Learning Primary, which I mentioned to you before. Our engineering faculty is just focused around digital technology. We cannot build roads and bridges, but we can do anything related to computing. So artificial intelligence, computer science, computer graphics, cybersecurity, electronics, renewable energy systems sits under there, in software engineering. These are really interesting, sexy areas of engineering, and we call them engineering of the future. Two key programs we get asked about a lot: a Master of Computer Science, and a Master of Renewable Energy. Health we teach. Now, health is not medicine. It is areas of informatics, of health psychology, and population health, and can include things like public health at postgraduate level. So we have a Master of Health that has many choices of areas to study. Master of Health Psychology is also popular. Here's another one of our secrets. I'm not supposed to show you these. These come from our Classics Museum. That statue on the left is about 5,500 years old. It is very exciting, the things that you can find at a university like ours. Our biggest area of study is humanities, and you'll see a long list, which I'm going to show you just part of. So criminology, film, history, international relations, linguistics, media studies, TESOL, more and more of those. There are about 42 majors available. Key master's degrees include international relations, Master of TESOL, a Master of Intercultural Communication for people who would like to work as interpreters and translators. A very good, strong program with accreditations. I mentioned earlier that we are top ranked in New Zealand for law, ranked in the top 100, Master of Law, Construction Law, and International Trade come out of that. We have taught psychology for more than 105 years, and areas of psychology include cognitive and behavioral neuroscience, cross-cultural psychology, and forensic psychology. They come under a Master of Science with coursework and research. Other areas of science include a lot to do with biological sciences, such as biology and biotechnology, cell and molecular biotechnology, chemistry and physics. We are very strong at maths and stats, geography and geology, environmental stuff, and the ecology and conservation areas. Key master's degrees we get asked about are Master of Climate Change Science and Policy, Master of Data Science, Master of Science, but you can see a whole lot there. And our Master of Development Studies is in the top 50 in the world. Here's another secret. Now, this creature is only found in New Zealand. There's only one university in the world that can show you this creature. Now, I'm not going to tell you its name because that's our secret. You have to come and visit, and we will show this to you. Right, that's me talking about the range of programs that we teach and the areas that we have for study. I just wanted to go through some general FAQs while I am here. That it can be possible for a student to change their agent during the process. but we need an agent nomination form to be completed, and you can get this from our agent hub. This will be assessed on a case-by-case basis by the recruitment manager and possibly someone else to check it over. We get asked whether we will accept predicted results, and yes, we can do that. And it might depend on the current qualification a student is doing, but for example, A levels and IB, we are used to accepting predicted results for those programs. People ask us whether they need to pay a deposit. No, we do not require a deposit to be paid. Fees are paid during the visa process, which might be beforehand or might be once someone has an approval in principle. We get asked about financial background. Now, Australian universities have to deal with financial matters. New Zealand universities do not have to. That is dealt with through the immigration process. So all we are looking at is whether someone has the academic and English requirements to meet our entry. Credit transfer is something we get asked about, and yes, it is possible to transfer credit from a qualification in a home country and have it credited towards their degree at Victoria, which can make the degree shorter with us. It is possible to request that credit transfer through the application process. And we need lots of information so that we can make that assessment and make an accurate assessment for students. Is a 3-year bachelor degree accepted for postgraduate? Now, this might be possible or it might not be possible. It depends on the country, so I can't have a straight answer for that. We get asked about whether a student can have gap years between their current study and movement to the next study. In general, that is fine. Should not probably be more than 2 years because programs can change over that time. The only thing we say is that our immigration area may want an explanation about gap years. We get asked about minimum and maximum ages. The minimum age at the university is 16. In theory, we do not have a maximum age to come and study, but again, immigration might request explanation of why an older student wants to come and study. Custodianship and guardianship is not required at the university. However, if someone is under 18 years of age, they have to either stay in a homestay that we provide or in one of our under 18 catered halls of residence, which you might think of as dormitories. Can agents put in multiple program applications? No, we can only accept one program at a time. After a decision is made, students might be able to apply for another, but it is important that we assess one at a time. Otherwise, it's confusing and our system starts not to recognize. Do people need to accept offers from the university? No, we do not require a formal acceptance. We don't have an acceptance process. We get asked a lot about late arrivals. We will issue standard information each trimester about the late arrival process and what is possible and what is not. For some of it, it is an individual approval. In general, maximum of 2 weeks after the start of the programs. And some programs will not allow late arrival. So there might be a lot of discussion around there. Now, it's very important to us that email addresses submitted with the application must be one the student owns or has access to, because while the agent is involved, the student also gets some direct information about arrival and enrollment process. So it is very important that the student email that is put down in the application is a correct one and one the student can have access to. Recruitment restrictions, we don't mind the territorial limits and agent agreements. We know that students ask about study no matter where they are, and it might cross over different countries and national borders. I am now going to show you a quick video from the Mayor of Wellington on our campus.
Kia ora and greetings from Wellington, New Zealand's capital city. We're proud to provide international students with a city that's welcoming, inclusive and full of opportunity during their studies and after they graduate. Thank you for supporting us, and we look forward to showing you and your students what makes Wellington such a special place to live, learn and build their future. Kia ora.
And you'll see that was filmed on a beautiful day just like today. So our parting comment is that we will see you in Wellington. For us, that's very important. I'm going to stop sharing now. I hope you managed to see and understand all of that, and I'm very happy to answer questions.
Okay, thank you, Roger, for the explanation. I think we also have one agent from Myanmar, I think, that joined in, and they already have the question submitted. They would like to know the entry requirement for Myanmar students who finish Myanmar matriculation exam, the old system and new system, and then GED, and also IGCSE O level. And is HND accepted for credit transfer?
Okay, I hope I can answer some or maybe all of those. We require A levels. So someone you mentioned the IGCSE. So if someone has just O levels, they need more than that. They need A levels, or they need a foundation program that will link them to the possibilities. I'm not sure that we can accept Myanmar qualifications directly unless someone has done like an IB program or an A levels program in Myanmar. I am trying to check that while we are talking, but I'm not sure that it's a possibility. They might need to do a foundation program after the schooling in Myanmar.
I see. And they also would like to know for the students who have finished OSSD or foundation program in Malaysia like Sunway, can you accept them direct
Yes.
entry? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we are used to lots of foundation programs in lots of countries. And for example, Sunway, that's very straightforward for us. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. For anyone else who attend this webinar session, if you have any question, please do not hesitate to type your question in the Q&A box. And also, Roger, maybe regarding the age that you say it will be 16 also accepted, could you please elaborate about the process? Like, do they need like do the payment first and then processing with the accommodation, or they can choose like their own accommodation approved like by PUW or something else?
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Once we know that they are under 18, we limit the options they have for applying for accommodation. So they have to apply for a catered hall of residence or homestay. They can begin that process while the visa is happening. They do not have to wait until the visa process is finished, or they can do it before. In fact, we encourage people to apply for accommodation as early as they can, and the visa process should be quite separate. The reason for that is we do not want people to miss out on places. If they change their mind or do not get a visa, then they, if they've had to pay a deposit, they will get that refunded.
I see. So it's better if once they accept, they receive the offer and they do intend to accept the offer, they can start to apply for the accommodation.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Just if I go back, Margarita, I've had a look at Myanmar. Students will need to either do a foundation program or some other range of study after matriculation, if it is the standard Myanmar school system. You
Mm,
also asked about GED.
mm.
GED with a minimum of 159 in four best taken subjects seems to be an option for degree admission.
Okay. Okay, so GED, they can accept with the
Yep.
minimum entry requirement, and then for if they finish only O level, they can do the foundation program. And if
Or
I'm
A
not
levels or
mistaken, it's
something like
still
that.
under up education, right? For the
Yes,
few.
so Up Education provides the Victoria University Foundation Program. Correct. Yep.
Okay, not that on that. Okay, is there anyone else who wants to submit the question, or maybe Roger already explained it very detailed? Yep, I think I don't have no.
Just, as I realised a couple of things I didn't mention that people might ask.
Mhm.
So both architecture and design degrees, we do not require a portfolio. People assume they might have to uh, attach a portfolio to be admitted. We do not require that for our degrees.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Mm,
Sometimes they
mm,
worry about the
mm.
portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, if there's no question from our participant, later we will share the PPT with you, and also don't forget the Yes Education Indonesia already share in the community group that for next year we will do the fam trip destination award to New Zealand. We might
Wow.
be able to visit your campus,
Wow.
Roger.
Fantastic. Yeah, we would love to host people. We always do. Yep.
Yeah. So if you send a student to Victoria University of Wellington, there will be a more point for you compared to other destination. So send your student to VW, and if you need support from VW staff to give you like assist on the student consultation because the student already asked more detail about the program, please do not hesitate to contact Yes Education Indonesia team, and we can arrange the online session either with Roger or with Jean.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, thank you, Roger, for your time, and thank you for stepping up for this
Yeah.
debate.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, and see you on our next webinar. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.